When it comes to the Dallas Cowboys and their offensive line heading into the 2025 season, the conversation inevitably centers around development growth and the promise of young talent stepping up to fill some big shoes. One of the most encouraging voices to emerge recently is that of Tyron Smith, a veteran with a storied career and a deep understanding of what it takes to excel on the line. Although Tyron isn't known for frequent public comments, his recent insights on two players named Tyler Gayton, and Tyler Smith offer a fascinating glimpse into the potential shaping up in Dallas. His perspective brings a mix of realism and optimism that fans are eager to hear. Starting with Tyler Gayton, Tyron's assessment paints a picture of a player who is hungry to improve and fully committed to the grind that offensive line football demands. Gayton, a first-round draft pick, already carries the weight of high expectations, but what stands out most in Tyron's comments is the focus on technique and mental approach. It's not just about raw athleticism or strength, it's about learning to slow the game down, steady the nerves of a rookie, and methodically build confidence in the fundamentals. Tyron stresses that this is the kind of mindset necessary not only to survive but to thrive in the NFL for years to come. What's especially encouraging is that Gayton is not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk. According to Tyron, he's been putting in the work off the field, making lifestyle changes like improving his nutrition and conditioning. This holistic approach, combined with focused training alongside coaches like Duke Manny and mentorship from Tyron himself, sets a solid foundation for the kind of growth every team hopes to see from their young linemen. The Cowboys coaching staff has been vocal about appreciating the effort Gayton has put in during the offseason, highlighting his dedication to becoming a better player in 2025. Of course, football is an unforgiving sport, and not every player's potential translates into immediate success. There are no guarantees, and the pads haven't even come on yet to test Gayton fully in game situations. Still, the signs so far are promising. Tyron does not suggest that Gayton will suddenly become a top 5 tackle this season, but the progress he's making in areas he can control, technique, conditioning, mentality, are all things that should inspire hope. For fans who may still have doubts about Gayton after a tough rookie year, it's understandable. His previous performance left plenty to be desired, and a learning curve is definitely still ahead. But the key question remains, how much growth can we realistically expect from him? In 2025, Tyron lays out a pragmatic vision. Gayton is a developmental player who will experience ups and downs as he matures in the left tackle spot. He may never instantly reach the level of veterans like Zach Martin or Tyron Smith in their primes, but a steady, measurable step forward is what everyone should be aiming for. Cutting down on penalties, fixing technical flaws like lunging or dropping, his head too low. These are the essential fixes that could make a huge difference in his consistency and reliability on the field. These struggles aren't unique to one side of the line, either they affect linemen across the board, whether left or right. What matters is seeing that clear improvement and having confidence that Gayton can develop into a dependable starter by the end of the year. Then there's Tyler Smith, the other Tyler, whose story adds a whole new layer of excitement to the Cowboys' offensive line narrative. Working alongside Tyron Smith again, just like in years past, Tyler Smith has already demonstrated flashes of immense raw talent and physical power. What Tyron emphasizes about him is the importance of refining his technique to complement his natural gifts. The transition for Tyler Smith is about slowing down the game mentally so he can better focus on his footwork, hand placement, and overall fundamentals rather than relying solely on brute strength. This approach is what will help Tyler Smith not only improve immediately, but also have the longevity to sustain a high-level career in the NFL. Moving to the guard position has been a smart development for Tyler Smith. It has helped mitigate some of the penalty issues he faced early in his career while showcasing his versatility and growth. The interior line in Dallas is quickly becoming a core strength of the team, with heavy investments made to bolster the group. Tyler Smith now occupies a pivotal role at left guard, stepping into a spot that demands both power and precision. The legacy, or the Great Wall of Dallas, featuring legends like Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, and Ronald Leary, is something the new guard group is eager to live up to. Tyler Smith's progress is a key part of this transformation. What makes this evolving offensive line so intriguing is not just the talent, but the unprecedented depth the Cowboys have assembled. With multiple players who have real NFL snaps under their belts, including first-round picks and experienced veterans, this group is stacked in a way that few teams can match. Having such depth creates competition, pushes players to improve, and gives the coaching staff a variety of options when it comes to strategy and personnel decisions. It also means that if a player struggles or an injury occurs, the team is better positioned to adapt without a significant drop-off in performance. Speaking of roster moves and depth, the topic of Robert Jones, a free agent pickup at guard, has sparked some debate. There's been chatter about whether Jones might be on the chopping block before the season begins, while some see cutting him as a possible move to free up salary cap space. The financial reality suggests the Cowboys would save very little by making that decision. Jones's contract includes a considerable amount of guaranteed money and the dead cap hit from cutting him would negate most of the savings. From a purely economic standpoint, releasing Jones doesn't offer a meaningful advantage. On the field, Robert Jones sits around 8th on the depth chart for the offensive line, making it unlikely that he'll see a starting role. However, depth is king in the trenches, and having a reliable backup with NFL experience is invaluable over the grueling season ahead. Jones's versatility and ability to contribute when called upon make him a valuable piece in a position group that prioritizes both talent and durability. The possibility of a trade exists, but seems more speculative than likely. If a team needs additional offensive line depth, perhaps Jones could be moved, but from the Cowboys' perspective, keeping him around offers more benefits than risks. It's also important to recognize that the offensive schemes Jones faced in Miami differ significantly from what the Cowboys run. This could mean that Jones is better suited to the Dallas system and could potentially thrive in a role tailored to his strengths. Given the Cowboys' emphasis on building a dominant offensive line, having a mix of young talent, seasoned veterans, and dependable depth players like Jones creates a balanced and competitive unit. The team's ability to field 15 players on the offensive line with meaningful NFL experience is truly remarkable and sets the stage for a potentially dominant line that can control games and protect the quarterback effectively. This depth and talent across the offensive line is not just a luxury, but a necessity in today's NFL. The trenches are where games are won and lost, and the Cowboys seem determined to stack the deck in their favor. With a combination of veterans, like Tyron Smith mentoring younger players such as the two Tylers, and solid depth options like Robert Jones, Dallas is positioning itself to have one of the most formidable offensive lines in the league. The pressure now shifts to training camp and preseason games where this group will need to gel, prove their readiness, and show that the hype and investment translate into on-field results. As the Dallas Cowboys gear up for the new season, the spotlight on their offensive line intensifies because it is arguably the backbone of any successful offense. What fans and analysts alike are watching closely is how this unit evolves, adapts, and ultimately performs under the scrutiny that comes with high expectations. The team has invested heavily in this group, not only through high draft picks, but also through strategic signings and development programs designed to build both skill and cohesion. This investment is critical because the offensive line doesn't just protect the quarterback, it dictates the rhythm of the running game and sets the tone for the entire offense. A key storyline to follow is how the young linemen, particularly the two Tylers, Gayton and Smith, will respond to the challenge of stepping into more prominent roles. Both are still in the early stages of their careers, and while their raw abilities are undeniable, the real question is how quickly and effectively they can translate potential into consistent production. Tyron Smith's mentorship plays a vital role here, providing a benchmark for excellence and a source of wisdom on the nuances of line play that can only be acquired through years of experience. For Tyler Gayton, the process is about more than just physical development. It's about building a foundation of confidence and control. The transition from college star to NFL starter is often a daunting one, with the speed and complexity of the pro game presenting challenges that even the most talented rookies must overcome. The emphasis on technique that Tyron Smith mentions, stopping, lunging, controlling hand placement, maintaining head position, is fundamental in this transition. These are the kinds of details that separate good players from great ones. It's a reminder that at the professional level, success hinges on mastering the subtle elements of the game that are not always obvious to fans or casual observers. Meanwhile, Tyler Smith's journey has its own unique elements. Shifting to guard has allowed him to refine certain aspects of his game that might have been harder to address at tackle. This positional flexibility is a significant asset, especially in an era where NFL teams value linemen who can competently fill multiple roles. Smith's ability to adapt, coupled with his natural strength and explosiveness, makes him a critical piece in the puzzle. His penalties are a point of concern, but his steady improvement and willingness to learn reflect a player growing into his key role. The Cowboys coaching staff appears confident that his trajectory is upward, which is encouraging given the demands of the position. The offensive line group's depth and experience cannot be overstated. Having a roster where nearly every player has logged real NFL snaps is extraordinary. This depth ensures that the Cowboys won't be scrambling to plug holes if injuries arise, a common occurrence over the course of a long season. It also creates a competitive environment in practice, pushing each player to elevate their performance. This kind of depth is especially valuable in the trenches where physical tolls are relentless and the margin for error is razor thin. Among the depth players, Robert Jones stands out as a fascinating case. Signed early in free agency, Jones represents a blend of experience and versatility. While some have speculated that he might be expendable, the financial realities and roster needs suggest otherwise. His contract structure means that cutting him doesn't provide meaningful salary cap relief, and his presence on the depth chart adds security. Although he isn't projected as a starter, having a dependable backup who understands the system and can step in without a significant drop in performance is crucial. The Cowboys' offensive line philosophy appears to prioritize this kind of balanced depth, ensuring the group remains resilient no matter what challenges arise. The potential for trades involving offensive linemen, including Jones, is always on the table. But it is important to consider the broader context. The Cowboys have constructed a roster that emphasizes stability and long-term development. Moving pieces around, especially on the offensive line, carries risks that might outweigh short-term gains. The intricacies of salary cap management also factor heavily into these decisions. For instance, cutting a player like Jones might seem like a way to save money, but the dead cap implications often make such moves financially imprudent. In this sense, roster decisions become a delicate balancing act, weighing talent, potential financial impact, and team chemistry. The Cowboys' approach to building their offensive line reflects a broader NFL trend emphasizing youth versatility and adaptability. Teams are increasingly aware that success on the line depends not just on physical talent, but also on mental acuity and the ability to learn and adjust. Players like Gayton and Tyler Smith embody this philosophy. Their youth means they have room to grow, but it also means they must develop the mental skills required to read defenses, communicate effectively with teammates, and execute complex blocking schemes. The guidance from veterans like Tyron Smith is invaluable, here offering insights that textbooks and drills alone cannot provide. Training camp and preseason will be pivotal in revealing how well these pieces come together, while off-season reports and individual workouts give a glimpse into player development. Nothing substitutes for game speed reps and live competition. This period will test the lineman's ability to perform under pressure and adjust to real-time defensive strategies. It will also give coaches a clearer picture of who can be trusted in critical moments and which players still need refinement. The stakes are high because the offensive line's performance directly influences the entire team's success. Looking beyond individual players, the offensive line's chemistry and cohesion are just as important. Football is the ultimate team sport, and no position operates in isolation. The linemen must function as a synchronized unit, anticipating each other's moves and communicating seamlessly to handle shifting defensive fronts. This kind of unity takes time to build and requires a shared commitment to the collective goal. The Cowboys' investment in continuity, combined with the blend of experience and youth, suggests that this chemistry could be a defining feature of their offensive line in 2025. The pressure on this group is immense. Protecting a franchise quarterback, opening running lanes for the backs, and controlling the line of scrimmage are expectations that come with being a cornerstone of the team. Failure at the line of scrimmage often results in stalled drives, turnovers, and ultimately losses. Conversely, a dominant offensive line can elevate the entire offense, giving skilled players the time and space they need to make plays. For the Cowboys, whose aspirations include deep playoff runs and championship contention, having a reliable, dynamic offensive line is non-negotiable. Moreover, the depth chart and player progression have ripple effects beyond just the offense. A strong offensive line helps the defense by sustaining drives and controlling the clock, allowing the defense to rest and stay fresh. This complementary relationship between offense and defense is critical in tight games and long seasons. Therefore, the Cowboys' emphasis on building a formidable offensive line indirectly supports their overall team goals. In summary, the story unfolding around the Cowboys' offensive line is one of growth potential and strategic planning. With Tyron Smith's mentorship guiding the younger Tylers, a deep roster filled with NFL-ready talent, and smart financial management, the Cowboys appear poised to field an offensive line that can compete at a high level. While questions remain, such as how quickly the young players will develop and how well the group will gel under game conditions, the foundation laid so far is solid. The upcoming season will reveal if this promising blueprint translates into on-field success, but the ingredients for a strong offensive line are unquestionably in place. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments, as well as a blockbuster trade brewing in the NFL. Rumors have been swirling around the Dallas Cowboys camp, suggesting that the team is eyeing a major shakeup in their defensive backfield by pursuing none other than veteran cornerback JALEN RAMSEY. This potential move has sent waves through the league, sparking speculation about the Cowboys' intentions to bolster their secondary with one of the most talented and experienced defenders available. JALEN RAMSEY, known for his lockdown coverage, skills, and fierce competitiveness, has long been regarded as one of the premier cornerbacks in the NFL. With a career decorated by multiple Pro Bowl selections and a reputation for shutting down elite receivers, Ramsey's addition to Dallas would be a statement of intent from a franchise eager to solidify its defense. The Cowboys, who have shown flashes of brilliance but struggled at times to contain opposing passing attacks, could benefit immensely from Ramsey's presence and leadership on the field. While details remain scarce and no official confirmation has been made, insiders suggest that Dallas is willing to make a bold trade to acquire the veteran cornerback. The move would signify a shift toward a more aggressive defensive philosophy, potentially transforming the Cowboys' secondary into one of the toughest units in the league. Fans and analysts alike are buzzing with theories on what Dallas might have to give up in return, with draft picks or players potentially part of the deal. The timing of this rumored trade also adds to the intrigue. With the NFL season's second half approaching, teams are evaluating their rosters and making strategic decisions to position themselves for a playoff run. For Dallas, bringing in a seasoned pro like Ramsey could be the missing piece to elevate their defense to championship caliber. The presence of a player with Ramsey's experience and versatility might not only improve on-field performance, but also provide mentorship to younger defensive backs on the roster. Of course, trades involving high-profile players such as JALEN RAMSEY are complex and hinge on multiple factors, including salary cap considerations and team chemistry. Yet the very notion that the Cowboys are engaging in discussions about such a trade is enough to ignite excitement and debate across NFL circles. Would Ramsey thrive in the Dallas defense? Could this move push the Cowboys over the edge in a highly competitive division as the rumor mill churns and fans eagerly await any official word? One thing is clear: if this trade comes to fruition, it would be one of the most significant moves of the season. The Dallas Cowboys acquiring JALEN RAMSEY could reshape the defensive landscape and send a strong message to their rivals. For now, the football world watches closely, wondering if this veteran star is about to don the iconic silver and blue, bringing his elite skills and veteran savvy to Dallas's backfield. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.